It has been only a little over a day since the GTA Trilogy, the definitive edition, has released, and boy oh boy has it been a mess. I mean, look, I'm sure everyone has seen all the memes, has seen all the pictures coming from the game. I mean, if you joined me on my live streams the last 2 days, you would have seen some of the stuff we saw, and let's just say it's not good. Now, for my normal viewers, the Rockstar logic on the GTA Trilogy here is going to be coming out this weekend, so definitely be on the lookout for that. There's some stuff, man, I'm telling you. In this video, though, I wanted to put a compilation of all of just the major problems that are wrong with the game at the moment. And some of these things can maybe get patched, hopefully, you would think. But there's just some issues. This is going to be, I guess, maybe a mini review, maybe a warning if you haven't bought the games yet and you've been looking forward to. Definitely wait, because I'll just say it right now, $60, that is way too much for this remastered these games. It is very clear that Rockstar and Take-Two, they wanted to put the least amount of effort into these titles and sell them all for $60. So definitely wait. That's like the moral. Now, the problem with a lot of players on PC specifically here, myself included, well, the games don't work. We bought these games for $60 plus tax, whatever, and they literally have not worked. I think if you were very lucky and you launched the game right as it released, it might still work for you. But for the most part, for everyone else, if you didn't do that, the Rockstar servers are down, and that means you can't play these single player games that are 20 years old. Literally, when I try and play GTA 3, this is what I get. I get an error that says the social club or the servers or whatever are down, and to try again or whatever else it says. It doesn't work, and it's been over like 30 something hours, and there's no ETA. Rockstar has not said anything. They just said, well, we're trying to fix it. So on PC, the game is completely unplayable. Like literally, you cannot play the game even if you wanted. And I believe they even took it off of their store. If you go to the store, I think this is what it shows. I mean, you can see it's just, it doesn't even have the PC option. They completely removed it. Now, one of the things that could be the reason is because they didn't realize they still had cut music in it. So people, because it came out on PC, they dug through the game files, they uncompiled the game basically, and look at this. Data miners discover it contained missing music and developer notes. And again, just they're saying the PC version was seemingly removed from Rockstar's online store on release day. But this was the stuff that was found. So this guy, Vadim M on Twitter, I'll leave a link to all this stuff in the description. He discovered the game's code contains an uncompiled version of stuff that contains scripts from these games. And there's some very interesting stuff. One of the bigger things that was found, this was one of them. This is a developer note that's just open to the public. Anyone could see it basically. And I mean, look, I'm not going to repeat it. You can read it. There's so much more of this on that guy's Twitter as well. That could be one of the reasons why they took it off PC. They don't want more people digging into it. But another of the reasons why it's probably gone was this. Someone found out that the audio format for the definitive editions is OGG Vorbis, and that San Andreas and even Vice City contains all of the cut music. It's just disabled by script. So theoretically, I guess if everything was working properly and Rockstar just let it all, go out, people could have found a way to very easily turn that switch back on, and then all that cut music would be in your game. Apart from the Billie Jean song, that's what that last paragraph states. That's like the only one that's just nowhere in the game files at all. But all the other cut stuff, it's still there, which again is probably one of the reasons why they've taken this down from PC, because I'm almost positive that's still illegal, or like it breaks the copyright note or whatever. They don't have the rights to even put the songs in the game, yet they did anyway. So I guess, sure, they're just being lazy with that. So that's like the first major thing that's just wrong. PC is just all over the place right now. But it's not even just on PC, because if you've been playing this game on PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X, you're thinking, oh, I got a new console. These are 20-year-old titles. I'm going to be playing these at 60K, 60 FPS, 40 or 4K. I can't even speak. But no, look at this. GTA, the PS5 frame rate was analyzed, and boy, oh boy, it is not pretty. This was another article, which I'll leave a link to. This guy noticed, so there's these two modes, obviously. There's performance and fidelity. Performance, you would think you'd get more performance. Fidelity, you would think you'd get better graphics. And that's kind of true, but this game can barely run at 60 FPS. In the second paragraph, he says, in the performance mode, on the PS5, mind you, it targets 60 FPS, but it dips as low as 35 frames, which is insane for a game that came out 20 years ago. Hell, even on PC, I have a 3090 graphics card, like $2,000, like top of the line, and I have a top of the line CPU, top of the line PC. I was still struggling on our stream yesterday to get 60 FPS. Half the time, it was only at 30 FPS. I even switched all the settings from the highest they can go, from the ultra, all the way to the low. I turned everything down. We even switched the resolution to 1080p. There was no change in the frame rate. Maybe we got an extra 5 frames. These games are just not optimized. And that's one of the real big issues that people are having at the moment. You would think 20-year-old games that literally ran on the PlayStation 2 would be able to run in 4K 60 FPS on the PlayStation 5, but that's not the case. And then we're talking about the definitive edition here, right? Well, the definitive edition, it doesn't have things that the original games did. I mean, not only the music that we just talked about, I mean, it is still there apparently, but you can't listen to it in game, but they removed cheat codes. Now they say for technical reasons here, but they didn't even specify which cheat codes were removed and for what specific reason. So you're getting these games for $60 and they literally don't have content the old games, the original games had. How can you claim these are the definitive edition? I don't understand that one. And it's not just this stuff, because these are some broad things, obviously, but they did some of the scummiest stuff, the shadiest stuff when releasing these games. And I know if you're a GTA fan, you're a Rockstar fan, you don't want to hear this, but the thing is, what they did, or I guess didn't do, there was no early review copies sent out. So you couldn't actually get an idea of what the game looked like, how it played before you bought it. They didn't release it on Steam. They put it on their launcher, which means no user reviews. So even if you're not on PC, you can't even see what other people are saying, because I don't think on Xbox or PlayStation you can leave user reviews. So like, unless you go to Twitter or something, you can't see how people like the game. There's no way to do it. Also, I mean, look, they put in their launcher and their launcher's been down for 40 hours. That doesn't happen on Steam. You know, that's another thing. They pulled the old games from storefronts, so you can't even buy the older games. If you did want to replay them, you're forced to pay $60 to play these sometimes inferior versions. Like, yes, there are some better parts, obviously, and we'll get more into that in the Rockstar Logic episode in a couple days. But there are a lot of things that are inferior, and that's where all the memes are coming from. I mean, you've seen the pictures of all the models and stuff that look worse somehow than the game from 2002. And then the worst thing, and it's very noticeable when you're actually playing the game, because they based these games off of the mobile ports of the original games, it includes all the same bugs and quirks and issues those mobile games had. The biggest one being the reduced NPC and vehicle density. It makes a lot more sense why there's not that many cars around, because it was based off of a mobile port. So if you were like me and you were thinking like, dude, does this city seem more dead than, you know, back in the day? Like, does it seem like there's less cars? Yeah, there are, because the game is not based off of the original game. It's based off of the mobile port. And again, all those same issues people were finding in the mobile port are in these games. They didn't even fix them. So at the end of the day, like, it's one of, I think, the worst launches in recent memory, and I'm including Cyberpunk. This, it's almost on the scale of Cyberpunk. I mean, you have similar things. They took it down. They took Cyberpunk down from the PlayStation store. Oh, they took GTA Trilogy from the PC store. The game has tons of bugs. The frame rate, the performance is not good. It's just, it's a complete mess. And we all know why Rockstar did all these shady and scummy things, because they were just trying to cash in on that nostalgia. And it worked. I mean, a lot of people did buy these and pre-order these because they wanted to play them, and because Rockstar said there's going to be these improvements and stuff, and they wanted to, you know, play these older games with these newer modern improvements. But there's just all these other issues that is just, it's unacceptable. And if you were wondering what this game looked like on Nintendo Switch, because they are selling it on the Nintendo Switch, I'm gonna be honest, the old PlayStation 2 titles might look better. Look how blurry. There's no shadows in this game either. I mean, I guess, yeah, you're gonna have the modern controls on the Switch, but it's just, it's a complete mess. And for 60 bucks, Rockstar really, really messed up here. I think a lot of the issue comes at that cost. If this was $20 total for all 3 games for remastered, even with all these issues, I don't think people would care that much. At least, yeah, 20 bucks, whatever. Hey, it's cool. We can play these old games. But 60 bucks, the price of a new game. These issues I've brought up, these are just some of the bigger ones at the moment. They're just, it's unacceptable. And I don't think we should let Rockstar off the hook. I know Rockstar themselves, like the main developers, didn't do this. They outsourced this to Grove Street Games, but it's just, it's absolutely ridiculous what we're seeing in the GTA trilogy, or from the GTA trilogy. So if you were wondering what what's wrong with these games, why are people talking about them, why are people hating on it, what I've laid out for you here is just the basics. We're going to get into some specifics, and we're going to look at all those very weird things that are happening in the games in the Rockstar logic this Sunday. But man, oh man, it's been a mess. It has been a mess. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I guess if you did buy them, let me know how you're liking them. Are you liking them? Are you enjoying them? Are you not having issues other people are having? Or are you very upset at the way this was all handled? I think we all know why we never got a gameplay trailer before the game released, because Rockstar knew these games were not that good. But again, they didn't care. They just wanted people to spend the 60 bucks. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Please drop it a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more GTA content. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.